Kitties don't grow on trees. Let me tell my friends that I am streaming. Or screaming. Or streaming. Alright, materials, you go in there. And now we finish the machmire. In a minute. I gotta tell people I'm streaming. Oh, my neck hurts again. So this morning I spent doing a whole lot of indexing of my prior 2 streams. I was way behind. I apologize on that. That was not witchcraft. I need to write down like all the people who need Cardi so that when I see Cardinal that I tell him that we needs him. Yesterday, Cardinal spent a good amount of time helping Gender Fox get all of her effects back. So it was like, you know, just really, really awesome that he spends the time with people to try to help them get what they need. It's just, he's such a thoughtful guy. He's such a sweetheart that I just love that he's like that. Oh, it looks like I got a crate. All right, gotta put on my good clothes. That's gonna pull me back. Yep, knew it. Knew it! Oh, probably would help if I switched my gear to the proper slots. All right. So what happens is, well, for me, unfortunately, is that my slots got screwed up because I had to remove my weapons. So I think that's, nope, I have them backwards. There we go. I was doing screenshots. Hey, Fulsidol! Stocky Stock Bayushi! Just getting my Mark Meyer shit done and then I'm moving on. Glad it's almost over, honestly. Chiana, I don't know how to say it. We're, I'm late this morning because I had things and stuff that I needed to do. I always index what I have up on my streams, and I was 2 days behind, so I had to get that done and put up. So I got that done. And then, I'm in a lot of pain, and so my makeup took me longer than usual. But I'm here. I'm makeuped. My griffin has reappeared in my life after disappearing for a period of time that upset me. But he's back, and it wasn't like it was his fault. So I'm not mad or anything, but I desperately missed my friend during a week that I really could have used him. A friend. As you guys know, I've been in a lot of pain. And I was alone for the week because my husband was out of town. So I didn't even have anybody except you guys. And you're great and all, but I mean like people I know in real life, sort of. I should meet you guys in real life, then you would count like that. Alright, I shouldn't even be fighting right now because I'm in so much pain, but... Yeah, but he was away. Yes, they did. They unbanned her. Everything was apparently they were. I think you saw probably the explanation that they gave, which was that apparently they were banning people who were doing black market trading, which I don't even understand what that would mean. Like, I was trying to figure out what exactly is black market trading. Like, what is that? And that somehow other people got mixed up in it. And then if they're saying it's black market trading, which one of those categories did they put that into? I couldn't figure out which category that would have been. You know what I mean? When they sent those letters to people saying that it was one of 3 things that they did, I wasn't quite sure which one it would be. You know what I mean? What's RMT? Because you'll have to forgive me, I'm not very technical. Potatoes of Sithis? Fiendish. Dylan. Oh, real money trade. Oh, gotcha. I didn't know that's what that meant. Thank you. Okay. Well, that's weird. Obviously, that wasn't the case for Lavathi. She was innocent, so I'm not sure what they were even... And like, it was just a weird... The whole thing was just weird. You know? And it's like, I didn't really see where that fit on their list of 3 things. I don't know. Yeah, it was weird. I just don't know. Alright, so it has a big circle around this room, but I don't know where the thing is I'm supposed to pick up. I guess I just go through this door. Yeah, seriously. But I was mad. I was ready to fight people. I was all about the punching. Because that's... I get mad. I'll be honest. I get really mad when people... It's part of my... part of why I wanted to be a lawyer is I feel like when people are bullied. But she didn't, I mean, I don't think she did it though. Like, I think you're right that it was some sort of mix up though. That's true. No matter what, I don't think she did it. And clearly a lot of other people didn't either. You know. Whoa! I left the sound on. Whoopsie. Thank you for the follow. Kitty Hawk. Kitty Hawk. I want to like sing that to the Tony Hawk song. Kitty Hawk. No, I know. It's a cute name. But it was very upsetting, and you know, it was weird because I was in the most pain that I was in, so it was like the worst timing for, and I still am. My doctor's appointment's tomorrow though. So I'm like in this terrible mood with people who fuck with my friends. I'm like ready to like hurt anybody who messes with my friends. But what was kind of neat was that between Lavathi, Zendaira, and Genderfox, all 3 of them having major problems, they all 3 of them I kind of got involved with, and all 3 of them got resolved, and I was in such a better mood. Like, that's all I really wanted was, like, I was so happy that I was able to help people at all, you know? I know, that's what I was thinking. It's like, I have so many add-ons. You would think, if anyone, it would have targeted someone like me who has 1.5 billion add-ons. I want to show you guys something, because like I said, I'm in pain, so I've been raging all morning. I really shouldn't be, but I am. This morning, I was stealing stuff in Murkmire like I've been, and I noticed that they finally put item types on everything that you can steal. It took them over a freaking year to put item types on these objects that you can steal in Murkmire. It's the year anniversary, and it wasn't even implemented on the first day or 2. It took like 3 days in for them to actually put item types on it. A year plus. At this point, why bother? You know, now at this point, it makes it look like it was an accident and that you overlooked and that you didn't fix for a year. Like, this always pisses me off. But lag is like something, okay, fine, maybe they can't figure it out. Item types? What laziness? Like, I don't like to rage as much as I perhaps am raging, but because I'm in pain, I'm raging. And God, that pisses me off. Jesus Christ, is that lazy? Oh, it makes me so mad. And I thought it was an accident, but if you look at anything stolen, you'll notice usually there's ones that have like no item type on them in. Oh, come on, I want to kill you. There. Yeah, I mean, I understand lag. You know, it's not an easy thing to fix. What I don't understand is, why do I make animatics? Oh, bitch is there. Okay. What I don't understand is the fact that they have item type. I mean, the item types, they couldn't have spent the time to do the item types? I know it's a little thing. My husband says I'm just raging this morning, and I probably am, but it's probably just pain. But things like there wasn't a single, that I remember, a single green that was specifically from Murkmire that had an item type on it. Like this, Herbal Moisturizer. And even horses to one wall by the main gate where he enter property is much lower. Ugh. Yay. Tiba Una Ball. Look, none of these had item types before. I almost am more... So I was bitching to my husband about this because this is what I do. And I said, why did you guys even bother after a year plus to put item types in? Now it just makes it look like you were lazy fucks who didn't bother to do it in the first place. And so he's like, don't you want things to be fixed? And he's like, and I said, you know what, at this point, maybe not. Maybe at this point they should have just bothered to, I don't know, just not bothered with it. Because it just feels like it's, wow, I didn't even get anything good. Losers. I'm just grumpy. J. Bombi, thank you. That's fair. And I realize that I am in a bad mood, and that is probably all it is. Please, vent. Right. And they didn't do it. Oh, they did, you think? You think they had them, but it didn't, because it never counted for my stolen item types. Like, when I tried to use them for grooming items, when they were obviously grooming items, it didn't work. So you're saying that it's just a display error? Because I could have sworn that it wasn't just a display error. I thought it was also just really didn't have types placed. Well, like I said, I'm being unfair. I'm being a cranky snot face because I'm in pain. But it does bug me that it took them a year. Oh, I do. Oh, I should make that clear. I'm not saying that the people who do the coding and the devs themselves are what are lazy. I think they don't hire enough people and they overwork the ones that they have. I don't blame the artists. Not at all. You think I'd be bitching about Cardi? Oh yeah, no. No, I should have been more clear than that. I never blame the people who are working, because I know they are given such terrible hours. I lived in Los Angeles. I had a lot of game developer friends, and they were the hardest working people I knew. It was just, you just like Belmora. Balmora's fun to steal in, but, like, yeah, I know what you're saying. I'll show you my go-to. I think I've shown it before, but yeah, it just pisses me off, though. Like, here's the thing. There should be... I know that this is more of a J-Hard argument than a me argument, but I'll repeat what he says, which is that, you know, sometimes the low-hanging fruit, having some low-hanging fruit people fixing things would make people feel better. Like, for example, the bags. You know those bags that were broken for months and they were backwards and they looked like shit and you couldn't tell whether there was something in the bags or not in the bags? That, for example, was a piece of low-hanging fruit that they could have spent X amount of time on, fixed it, and then people would have felt like they actually are fixing things. Granted, that wasn't really a functional thing. It was more of a visual thing, but the people who are working on functional things aren't the same people who are doing artistic things. So it's not like we'd be using up, some functional work by having them fix something graphical, if you know what I mean. Like, if it were that way, I would say do functional every time. But since it's not, I just felt like, do low-hanging fruit. Make us happy. Show us so that you care enough to fix things. That's all. Maybe I'm just a bitch. Yeah. But no, they totally overwork people. I had friends who worked on some of those crime games, the ones that it wasn't Grand Theft Auto, but it was another one like it. It was like the whole city was completely identical to, like, I think Los Angeles, and they worked crazy hours, and they were never allowed to really work on what they thought needed to get done. I don't know. I wish that they would hire me to quality check or something, because, I mean, hell, I'd do anything for them, but I badmouth them so much that they'd never hire me. And they'd be smart to not hire me because I badmouth shit. Yeah. Well, cheats and exploits, imbalances, those are hard because, like, some people feel like things are imbalances that aren't imbalances, or that the game company does not perceive as a game imbalance. There's all that opinion shit that who knows, right? But cheats should be fixed right away. I think we all agree on that. But they do actually do fairly often do bot sweeps, but whatever they're doing does not really keep them away because we all see them. They just moved to Reaper's March or something for a week and then they're back. I think I'm lagging. I apologize. Things like that. But I remember it was a month that the chairs were backwards. I have pictures of this, where every single one of the chairs in the pews in Somerset was flipped backwards, so the NPCs were sitting inside the chairs, and there was all sorts of screw-ups and everything. And I was just kind of shocked by that, that it took them a month to fix that. It looked terrible, but whatever. I don't know why it takes them so long to fix things that seemingly are very simple. But what do I know? Okay, so you guys want to know where I go for crow stuff. The best place, I think, is Willow Grove in Reaper's March. And the reason why I like it here is because of the number of stealable boxes. Okay. Oh my god, Dust. I remember that they released patch notes on that Trash Mobs and Trask. Oh, right. Oh. Ooh. Ooh, that's brutal. That's terrible. Yuck. Ugh. I need other games to play. I've just been stagnating here. Alright, so this is generally where I go when I want to find things that, to steal. But it looks like somebody else is here. And I can tell because, the nodes are empty. But generally, this is my route. I go here because of the number of these boxes you can grab. Hero Engine. I don't know what that is. And then there's usually a chest here too. So somebody is clearly doing what I'm doing. During the day, there's almost never anyone here. You can get away with doing this. That's true, Jay. I hadn't thought of it that way. It's always good to hear the other side of things. I can be convinced I'm wrong fairly easily because it's one of the things that I work very hard on, and I think the bravest thing to do is to admit you're wrong and try to change your opinions on things. So if somebody has a really good point, I will try to listen to it and not just rage for the sake of raging and admit when I'm wrong. No, but you've got a good point. You've got a very good point, which is when you're working on low-hanging fruit, you're not working on other things. But, you know, something like that. Like, what are the art community working on? Probably new stuff, right? Instead of fixes. So my thought would be, hire somebody that their only job is to do fixes. You know, we don't really know. Like, this is terrible. Look at how bad this looks. Every time I pass this, this annoys me. I'm going to bug report it this time. The hovering bird. Select impact. Cosmetic. What would you say this is? This is art, animation, and graphics. Animations, I guess? Random terrain, maybe? Attach screenshot. Bird. Hovering when sits on tent because tent is... Wait. I can't do it from here. There. You're not showing it, so how can I want to show it? It keeps turning me away from it. This is so annoying. Maybe it'll do it from here. Yeah, I think. Bird hovering. You can see its feet. There. There. Now, it's just a bug report. Not a, oh my god, I need you to fix something. But it's something that bugs me every time I see it, so I just want to give it in because Cardi told me that they actually do go through the bug reports. It takes them a while, but they go through it. He didn't say the part about it takes them a while. I'm adding that part. He said they do actually go through them. Yeah, I know. But Bethesda isn't really the one doing it. It's more ZOS, right? Yeah. But this is where... Right. Right. And ZOS is the management type dealies here. Oh, okay. I just like this this particular run for getting stolen items. It's, hey, Oh, there's one. Yay, Thieves Trove. Yay, shipment. Let's see. Did I get something good for the crows? No. Boo. Skooma tools. Big deal. Usually there's one here. Usually there's a bag here. So they fixed this bug recently. Usually there's, see this guy here? He used to rubber band back across the water when you cross the water here because he couldn't fight you. But now he doesn't do that anymore. Now he comes over and he tries to eat you with the other guy if you accidentally, what's the word? Trigger him. He used to rubber band. Now he doesn't. Oh, look, he just came over. Why? Oh no, this is a different one. Where'd you come from? You saw me from somewhere, you tool. But that used to be a trick you could do for the longest time, is you'd never have to deal with the guy over here because he would rubber band back, but now he doesn't. I wonder if they fixed an overall problem or if they knew that particular guy did that and fixed that specifically. I don't know. Interesting question. I have stupid thoughts sometimes. I'm like, I question things. You know, for the longest time, I used to do this run when I was trying to make money and when I was first starting out. This is where I'd come and I'd steal. And I always used to wonder, hey, dude. I always used to wonder, am I stealing other people's loot when there's a second person here? Like, am I stealing their loot? I didn't know for the longest time the way the loot worked, which is we all have our own individual loot. So somebody could be standing next to me picking up these urns and they have their own loot. I don't affect their loot at all. They still have loot. It's only the nodes that work differently. See, stabbies can't jump. But I didn't know that. It took me forever to find that out. And I was trying to ask people, like, am I stealing from somebody if I like run up and take something out of a, you know, out of a barrel or something? Am I stealing from them? I've also had people run after me and call me names and attack me for taking their loot when I was just in a room full of, you know, desks or something with no nodes at all. So it's funny because, like, some people actually don't know. And I tried to message the guy and he just basically told me to fuck off. And I'm like, you're a moron. I have screenshots of the guy calling me names, like calling me all sorts of foul names because he didn't realize that I wasn't taking his loot. And I kind of felt bad for him more than anything. Because it's like, it's not really obvious. That was still a tool, though. It's not, you know, there's so many things that are like not, what's the word I'm thinking of? It's not user friendly. Like, you can't, it doesn't tell you anywhere how stealing works. Do you know any giant wok-like furnishing? Yes. There's a couple of big bowls that look like, there's at least an orcish bowl that can look like a wok. On a grill? I don't know how big you mean. You know, there's a person who has a house that has examples of everything, but I don't think they have a pot example house. I kind of want one, now that you mention it. Yeah, the Argonian frying pan is one of the ones I had in mind. Thank you, Andy. I will come eat it in a little bit. I will eat in a little bit. I've got Oh, I love when people do this. So if you ever want to do this, if you ever want to get tons and tons of stuff dropping, what you can do is you can come here, you can take all the gamblers, and the reason why is there's no guards here, and it'll help with a lot of things. But you do it on an alt, don't do it on your main, and the reason why is because if you will get bounties and they will last and last and last. And what you need to do is you just log the person off and then let it whatchamacallit, let your bounty go away. I mean, that's one way to do it. So, oh, she was so offended by me killing that guy in front of her that she won't even sell to me, except she will. Um, I bet she was horrified. So this is a really good place for that, by the way. Just so you know. People do this all the time. They gather up everybody. Yeah. It's a really good place for murder. If you don't care about bounties, that is. Quicker picker upper. There's another place in Stormhaven that is good for that too. There's a really rich person's house, and they have all of these nobles that are standing there, and it's really good for loot and whatnot. But you will get a huge bounty. But there's no guards, so you can just kill the shit out of nobles over and over and over for fun and profit. Vertigo. I don't know this person. Like loot boxes as in stolen? Hey, Lavathi. I mean, personally, I would just go to towns like... It's in the crafting area in Balfoyen. Like, you mean the little... Oh, no, I want the thief ones. The purple glowy ones. Those are the ones I want for the... Oh, pretty. Those are the ones I want for the crows. Yeah. Or if you don't want to get killed by guards, a good way to do it would be go to where I just was, or go to Stormhaven. I'll show you the spot. This house, at Tura Estate. That's the one with all the nobles and no guards. You go into this estate and you can just run around and kill all the guests over and over. You'll get a huge bounty and you'll get lots of good stuff, but there's no guards. So those are pretty much my two favorite places for things like that. Look at all the toys. This pleases me. Do they want me to just go inside? I hear my coffee. My husband just got back with my coffee and I hear it. It sounds wonderful. May Johnny, I posted about your house. Hey, Faye. That sounds disgusting. What is it? Stone. Items. Oh, stolen. Okay, I was like, stone? What are you talking about, stone? Oh! Well, I mean, it's got to start with the milk, though, doesn't it? I mean, that's how cheese works. Did they build this in here? This looks very empty to me. Okay, that sound of that coffee sounds amazing. I'll be right back. Mammoth Nog? Nasty. Mammoth Nog. I think that sounds gross.
Hold on. What?
Mammoth Nog sounds gross.
Mammoth Nog? What's the
Nog.
Mammoth Nog?
Like eggnog, but made with mammoth
Oh.
milk.
Oh.
Yeah, I'll eat that in a little bit. I gotta do my stream. I missed. I thought. Oh no. My bad. We're discussing mammoth milk because mammoth cheese is a thing. And I guess if you're going to make cheese, you got to start with milk. Generally. Oh, Bay. You know what's funny? In the US, I don't know in Poland if you guys have this, but in the US, BAE is a slang term here. I just said like Bay. Don't look, don't look. Good. Who came up with that? Somebody, whoever said that, thank you. All right, let's go to the start. All right. So 165 items out of 700. So there's clearly more. It seems like this person is starting out. You know, just starting to build their little home. It's really kind of cute. Oh, me, Johnny, cool. I like to give credit where credit is due. Yeah. Wow. Why are those flickering? Do those always flicker? Oh, I think it must be because of the rain. That must be why there's a flicker. Yeah, it's fine when it's not in the rain. It's the rain that's causing the flicker. Not bad. Okay. So, beginning a house. If you've ever started a house and you haven't, and I've come and seen it, but I haven't seen your finished version, tell me, and I'll come back because I don't always know, you know, when people are finished with stuff. But you guys, you should see what I called. This is what I posted about my this. If it goes through, I do those summaries of what we've seen. So this was the first one. That was from yesterday. And then I put this one. I think I might have spelled Majani's name wrong. Yes, I did. I'm sorry, Majani. I spelled your name wrong. I'll fix it. And then the third one was this. Yes. So that cracked me up. The summaries were rather naughty. And they made me laugh. We're going to look at Ginger Snap stuff. I know that J Hart already looked at it, but I loved it. And you know what? When this one was being shown, I didn't shut up. I felt really bad because I was like talking the whole time. And I said to J Hart, like, I'm so sorry. I'm talking so much. But I was so impressed with this one, this stadium, that I couldn't shut up. I was like, he's not saying enough about how amazing it is that this is this person's first time entering something with EHT because it is so beautifully done. I mean, it isn't fair. So look at that. How spectacular that is. That is not easy. I would like to say that everything with EHT is simple and easy, but it isn't, sadly. And getting started can be difficult sometimes. And you know, don't be afraid of it. Start with a storage house and play with moving all your stuff around, you know, in your storage house. And that's a good way to start. But look at that. That is so well done. The way that they've done all the spikes. They're so spaced so beautifully. I was looking at that thinking that is masterwork. And Cardi was actually on at the time. And he said, "Wait, that's their first try with it?" And apparently Ginger said she taught herself how to use EHT while building this house, which is similar to what I did with my floating castle when I wanted to learn how to make a freestanding building. I built my floating castle, and it was not easy. I'll admit it. The first time you do something isn't always easy, but it's a good way to learn how to do something. So if you don't learn by just doing stuff let's say you don't learn by playing with stuff in a storage home, then pick something. Pick a house you want to build. Just make it a box or something simple, right? And build a house. Give it a shot. See what happens. Have an idea and then try to do it. And if you need help, I'm always willing to help. If you can catch Chrysaea on, she's even smarter than me with this stuff. Bayushi's pretty smart. Very smart, actually. And so this is just so cool. I'm really impressed by this. Look at that roofing business, too. You know, no. And as much as these are similar items, they are still irregularly shaped. Like maybe you could argue that the planks are not irregular, but they kind of are. But the rocks definitely are irregular. And I was really blown away with it and super impressed. And Jhart, I don't know that he's ever actually built something with EHT. I'm not sure. I'm not putting him down or anything, but I'm saying it's hard for somebody who has never tried to build with it to really appreciate just how difficult this can be to learn how to do. So I mean, I was super impressed. Really, I love these. The whole thing is just beautiful. Really good job. I wish Ginger was here. Oh, I believe it. I've seen your work with the fans, but they're so pretty. Like the way that she made it look like an actual flower. Like to me, it looks like a blossoming flower upside down almost, evenly spaced in a beautiful way. I was really impressed with that. I thought that was cool. I thought it was just beauteous, beauteous. And sometimes when you do your first build, it doesn't work the way that you want it to. I think I have a bunch of items in my Strident that could be the same. Like, let's say, hey, okay, enjoy your dinner, lurk, lurk, lurk. You know, like, let's say you want to put sheds side to side to side. Well, sometimes you'll do the build and they'll start out, they're not side to side, they're front to back. And you're like, wait, that's not the way that I wanted it to work. How do I fix this? And then you have to learn how to do that and change their direction when they build. And, you know, it's just, there's one thing after another of, you know, you think you understand one thing, but then you can't, you know, do the next thing. And then the next thing you have to learn and the next thing you have to learn. Not saying you shouldn't try because it's worth it, but what do we have here that I can use? I could use boulders. Yes, I'd agree with that. Let's use... I want to show you one of the difficulties is if, for example, with the Murkmire ramps. There's not a lot of light, so this is probably the worst time for me to do this, but for example, pick all items same as target. So we want all of these ramps. You select. Now you've got all of these things. Now let's say you want to do, I'm going to do something simple so that I can show you what I'm talking about. Let's say you want to do a line of them, like a floor. And you just want 11 items in a row, so you could just see a line. I believe that. I want to show you exactly what I'm talking about, though. So let's say you wanted to make them in a row, right? Well, oops. It would help if Stabby wasn't a moron. I'll show you what I just did. I see it. And then we'll talk about lighting. But see what I did? You wanted to make a line of them. Well, unfortunately, you made them side by side. Let me do a light here. See? And then you're like, oh shit, that made them side by side. I didn't want them like that. How do I fix that so that they're like next to each other? I don't get it. Well, then you have to start playing with item roll, item yaw, item pitch. But there's also overall dimension orientations like pitch, yaw, roll. So if you don't know the difference, for example, you might say, let's do, okay, I want them all to be 90 degrees in another direction, right? Well, that moved the whole group. That didn't individually move them. That's not helpful. So then you have to like start doing, okay, so let's try item orientation. That actually ends up with the same result. Not a good example. I think this is what I was going for. Here we go. So this is what I was thinking, item yaw. So let's go back to what I had before. And then we'll do overall yaw. See, overall yaw just flips it. It's still the same problem. It's not in a line. So you have to pick, each item has to change, not the overall item itself with all of the pieces. So this is something that I had to learn that is probably pretty obvious to somebody like Bayushi who's smart, but somebody who never liked math, no, this was hard for me. And so this made it do what I wanted it to do. But then you still have the problem of, wait, but they're not properly, like they're not, you know what I mean? Like the problem of, maybe you had this in mind. Yeah, that's a pain in the ass. It doesn't quite work the way that you expect things to work. And then you're going to have to change them and figure out how to do that. And it's, once you get kind of tricky with things, it can be complex. I'm not going to lie. It is doable. It's just a pain in the ass. I ended up doing this with my tents. I made it work eventually, but it's not easy. So just be aware you will face some issues eventually, and that, you know, you just need to try different things until you figure it out. And if you do actually run into problems, yeah, if you do run into problems that you can't solve, don't be afraid to ask people, because a lot of us have already been through it and managed to figure it out, if that makes any sense. It's just it's a pain in the ass, and we've all kind of been there. Yep, patience. So, I mean, I'm just showing you some of the problems that I ran into, but I don't want to scare you away from trying. That's why the going to your storage house and just playing with things is one of the best ways to learn. It's because it's just, what I like to do is just, I want to see everything all nicely, neatly spaced and everything. So I'll play with it until I get that. I do not know Gedolia. Excuse me. I need to take a pill. I'll be right back. I have a terrible headache. Yet another terrible headache. Ibuprofen. I'm already on Aleve and acetaminophen and Vicodin. Now I'm adding ibuprofen to the mix. Story of my life. All right. Oh, beautiful. Did I just see something drip from the ceiling? This is Gedolia. This is their Gardner house. This is beautiful. Huh. Oh, another person doing a D&D game. Is this D&D? Wait, I mean, the little car is adorable, but I'm not sure if this is D&D. Hey, Andy? You tell me what game this is? I'm burning up. I hope you guys can't hear that fan. Trying to figure out what the little car is.
Oh, there's a tractor in the middle of this.
Is there a tractor? I thought it was a little car. No one knows yet. it's adorable. But I don't know what it's
It
supposed
looks
to be. I'm
D&D
sorry.
to me, but I'm not sure why. Yeah, that's like a screen, and
Oh, this is like a D&D screen. You're right.
yeah, I mean it's definitely role playing.
But I don't know why someone's a car.
That makes every. If it weren't for the car, it would D&D in a heartbeat. But
I wonder what the car is. Cute though. Really nicely done. This is one of those things that you know, you've seen me do games. I can't like build games.
what's the side table?
I don't know. Maybe pieces that have been
Briefcases.
knocked out. Maybe it's a RAM.
Well, this is the game master, dungeon master. or
Yeah,
whatever.
she's saying maybe the car is a RAM. Like a rammer.
Right. Could be. It's very colorful for.
Well, I mean, we're limited on what items
Right.
we can use. Could be. I'm gonna run around as a monkey though, because why not? I'm a monkey! Neat. Okay, we got all sorts of fun stuff going on in here. Sometimes I overthink things, I'll admit it. Whoop! I fell down the carpet. Oh, and there's a griffin too. How cute. They're so cute together. I don't know why people always group Indrix with griffins. Maybe because they're both imaginary? I'm not really sure. That's really nice. Nice forge. Excuse me, I'm waiting for this headache. Yes, griffins will rip your faces off. I tell my friend Griffin all the time that griffins rip your faces off. And he just says I'm being an awful person. He doesn't listen to me. He's a terrible, terrible person sometimes. What is this? Pretty. Oh my goodness, what is going on in here? Why is there a clock on fire? I really want the author to be here explaining this to me because this is fascinating. I want to know what all of these things are. I wish people asked me to review their houses like Bayushi does or that J Hart gets, because then he gets explanations of what things are. I don't. I sort of have to just figure it out on my own. And sometimes that makes me sad. I don't want to figure it out on my own. I want to know. All right, let's see what's outside. Yes. Well, not just the non-floating. It's very pretty. Oh, there's something outside the bounds, but let's poke over here first. I think I may have to call it soon, guys. My head is about to explode. I can't believe it. I never do streams this short, but... What is that? That's wild. Huh. Yeah, let me call it, but I will be back on tonight for sure. I'll do some shopping or whatever. I'm not feeling well, as you know, and I'm starting to get this really, really painful headache. So I will see you guys